Hi folks, well I thought I'd come along and do something because it was a bit boring, so I thought I'd come along, have a bit of a chat, spice of life, so that might give you a bit of a clue, something to do with spice, which is very bloody unusual for me, isn't it? And a bit of a catch up on probably one bit I do around here. Did think I might go on there and sing them a song, and I thought I'd save you that. You do not want to hear me singing a song. So, spice of life, start off with this. I'm doing this really, you can go along and have a look at the channel. Actually, I'll leave a link down below. Vampy Candy. So I thought I'd dedicate this one to Vampy Candy and her husband, who apparently watch my videos. Are probably waiting for me to flip in, have the wrong chili or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'll leave a link down there, and start off with this, which is the usual hot chili soup. When you're eating chili, you need this, just in case. Anyway, so yeah, it's a bit chili forward. Nice chili soup. Just thought I'd bring this up again. This is what I tried out, I think, in the last video. The Fireball liqueur, whiskey and cinnamon in it. Just thought I'd let you know it's not that bad. It is flipping warm, but it's not that bad. Right, so what's the spice of life about? I thought I'd try this out, which is ghost chili pork. And I'm not the biggest rice lover in the world, unless it's the that rice that I sort of come up with myself and I make it. So I've got it on chips, English chips, the long chunky things like that, not the crispy chips. So yeah, I thought I'd try this ghost chili pork. So let's get on with it and see what it's like. Ghost chilies are fairly hot chili. Whoa, I like this. So, just a nice chili. I don't know what it would be like or not. But it's got some meat there, can feel it. It's a ghost chili pork. I like it. And that makes a change. That doesn't happen so much nowadays. So yeah, that's pretty neat. It's pretty hot. But I knew it was down the scale a bit in heat. So what I thought was, you just have to excuse me eating while I'm talking, because if I don't, I can't bloody tell you, can I? So what I thought was, I'd probably up it a little bit. These are the chilies in the little tubes that are shakers, and I usually have them on my belt so I can. So I got Trinidad Scorpion, Carolina Reaper. So what do you think? Trinidad Scorpion, which is up there at the top, Carolina Reaper that's at the top of the Scoville, hello, Scoville chart. Yeah, I can hear you buggers, you're all chanting Carolina Reaper, oh, shite. So I suppose I better do that, innit? So I'm going to have to sprinkle this on. And it's bloody hot. Carolina Reaper's hot. So let's give it a go with Carolina Reaper. I might burst out into song yet. Sort of looking forward to this bit or not, I don't know. Actually, bloody even nicer. Oh, really like it now. Ghost chili is a really tasty chili. Carolina Reaper, really nice tasty chili. Like I said, there's some down the scale a bit that just got that nasty chili flavour. These have got the heat, but they've got flavour with it. And so now the Carolina Reaper's on there. Tastes nice, got a really nice taste, and the pork and all the sauce and everything. But yeah, it grows on you, and it starts hitting you around your tongue and the back of your mouth and all that. So bloody good. Can't eat all this, otherwise it's going to be one of them videos like a mukbang or something. I'll just say this bit because I'm bloody enjoying it. Actually, I'm glad you picked Carolina Reaper because that's really flipping nice. But if you really don't like chili, or you like a little bit of chili, take my word, but don't eat the Carolina Reaper. It is bloody warm, and what it does, you go, this is lovely, I can just taste nice, but then it starts coming in. Right, a bit more of my chili soup. Chili soup. Such is life. What's that do? It warms it up. Your mouth gets hotter. But what the heck. Anyway, so yeah, that's the spicy bit. If I weren't doing that, I'd be bloody eating that. So flipping nice. Next bit, really, I have talked about this in other videos to some degree, and I had a shelf, the shelf in the bathroom. I had a shelf, that was my specimen shelf, little bottles, put little specimens in there. But the other day I thought I'll make a little shelving unit, so 2 shelves on the top, about that big. See a picture. To give you an idea, if you, like me, you want something a little bit different around the place, and sometimes it's not that flipping cheap. If you want to buy taxidermy stuff, it's not always that cheap. Can be, depends what you want. But anyway, so some of this it's not here around me, it's in the bathroom, so I'll fake it. Yeah, I'll fake it. On the shelves, if you got bones and that, you can put bones and that there as well, but I'll fake it. And like I said, one or two of you might have seen a video in the past. But I used to use water because it didn't really matter, till I decided to use this stuff. And you've seen this before. This is the hand sanitizer. Sanitize your mitts. And when you've seen this, I've talked about putting a couple of little black plastic spiders in. We can put 1, 2 or whatever you like. And because it's thick gel, you have to push it down with a little stick or a pencil or something the other. And wherever you put them, while the gel's in there, they'll suspend in the gel. Obviously the further it goes down, they'll drop. And then what you can do is, you could get them up there in long nose pliers to get them out, I suppose, but I find it's better to just refill the bottle. If you don't want to use the plastic bottle, then see if you can get a see-through glass pump thing. But anyway, so yeah, that's 2 spiders in there, and that's really for any guests that go into the bathroom, and that's sitting on the sink. So it's just a bit of a, well, if you don't like spiders, you're going to have to bloody confront them, ain't you? They might not use the gel. Anyway, so that's one I use because that's pretty thick. That's not going anywhere. And the other day I found this. I was looking in the big superstore for some gel, and I found this, which is hand wash and antiseptic gel in one, I suppose. But it's thinner. It's like a very, very thick syrup, but it's got the antibacterial in there, and you can still suspend stuff into it to a degree. So it depends what you want to put in there, how heavy it is probably. Or if it's got a bit of air in it, will float up. So I use this as well now. It's cheap and whatever. And I usually keep little glass jars, usually the same ones really. Put them in. So I'll show you 1 or 2 bits that I've done. Obviously in there there's these little jars with spiders in and such. But I thought I'd show you these. I don't know if you'll see it properly. That's like little worms. They're the mealworms, but they're about that big. But they look good in there, and they're all suspended in the gel. And trying to think what gel this is. I think this might be the sanitizer gel. It's thicker, but they're all suspended in there around. And these really, how did I get hold of them? They're out of a packet of wild bird food that you buy, the bags of dried mealworms. So they're dried in the first place. They're in there, the top's on, they're not going to go anywhere. And I'll see how they fare. And then with this new stuff, which is in here, I happen to have in the bathroom, I don't know if it was on that photograph, there's a little plastic bag hanging, and it's got see-through soap in it, and so it was poured into the plastic bag, and in that there was put a little plastic goldfish, so it looks like you just come from the fairground with a fish. that's been hanging in there for I don't know how long. And I had a little tiny bowl with one in, but it went very cloudy, so I got the fish out of there. And the fish has gone into that stuff in a bigger jar, and it's there. Up here is the scientific name for goldfish, which I can't bloody see because I'm not going to put my glasses on, but it's there. Make little handmade labels. I write the scientific name, cut the label, then I tear around it so it's all tattered, glue it on there, use a tea bag, something like that, just to age it, and it looks like a pretty old specimen. So that looks pretty flipping neat. So, like I said, what you can use, you can buy fake as good or as crap as you want, but I find lots of the Halloween stuff, if you don't buy it too duff, is pretty flipping neat. Some of the spiders are pretty good. Even the ones that are rings, if you cut that off the back, in the gel, they just suspend there and they look pretty flipping neat anyway. So anybody coming in, if they're not going to ask for anything, they do look like specimens. For the bottom, I had some of these in the cupboard which sitting there taking up space. I don't know what you call them, these jars that you put stuff in and then you seal them down, hot liquid, pickly stuff, and it keeps. You'll know what these jars are called, ladies. But anyway, got 3 of these. So in this one, I don't know if you can see properly, it's a little specimen. I did try it in gel, but then I had second thoughts about it. I thought this sort of rubber in the gel sitting there for a long time, what sort of bloody unknown chemical am I going to make? I don't know, so I thought probably not. So it all come out, wash the rat and that. It's just sitting in there, but it still looks like a specimen. I don't know if you can see it without that bloody light shining, but there's the first time round I did paint over the red eyes, but then I thought, well, maybe the chemicals would make them red anyway. But there you go, there's little ratters in there, and again it's going to be sitting upon a shelf that's sort of over there, so unless somebody wants to look right over the, all they'll see is a rat in a jar. Now it depends what you can get hold of that's plastic, or doesn't even have to be plastic, but if you're not going to put anything in the jar with it, there's lots of things that you can buy that will go in there. Rats, mice, bats, whatever. But as long as you get one that looks pretty much like the real thing. But that's if you want just a novelty little specimen set of shelves. If you don't want fake, then go for the real thing, but like I said, it costs. And you can always replace bits of those as you get them. So yeah, that. And the very last bit, just an update on, I don't know if it was last video or the one before, I showed the little scorpion that I bought. You buy them, they're dried out, and then you have to rehydrate them overnight. Then you can set them where you want to be in a position like that, whatever, and then you pin them in those positions, and again you leave them a few hours to dry out again, and they're in that position. They will go into probably little glass domes or something like that eventually, but at the moment sitting on a Stephen King book. Over there, I'll probably put a picture up. Over there, they're sitting with the pumpkins, and the book's on the floor with the pumpkins on. No, they're not pumpkins on, the bloody scorpions on. Pumpkins are at the back. These are sitting on the book. So if I bring this a bit closer, you can see the two scorpions, and now we're in set in those sort of positions. This one's really not too happy, this side here. There you go. So two real little scorpions. I'm not sort of going to go poke, poke, poke on that bloody pointy bit just to see. Just cross your mind what bloody happens when... Anyway, there you go. Scorpion, scorpion. So just a quick one really. Bit of a spice. Little bit of, if you want to make something fake, but you just want something a little bit novel. You don't want to spend lots of money. Do it with fake. Just don't tell anybody. If somebody says, looks bloody plastic to me, you need freaking glasses or what? Anyway, I'm going to get back to this stuff. But mainly to this stuff that you made me put bloody Carolina Reaper on. But boy, it's bloody nice. So here's to you, Mr. and Mrs. Vampy Candy. Thanks a lot. I'm bloody enjoying it.